Hi everyone. I hope your CSEET examination preparations are going on full swing. Best wishes from my side in your preparations. I hope you're giving your best. And in order to boost up your preparations for CSEET and to help you people reach CS executive at the earliest, here I am to help you revise the entire current affairs that has happened in the month of November. If I tell you that I'll revise the entire current affairs, don't take me wrong, it would be impossible to do it in the current span of time that we have. So, ICSI has told us that what are the important current affairs that we should be knowing for our examination, that is CSED. So, in today's session, what we're going to do is discuss the bulletin issued by ICSI in the student journal with regard to our CSET, and I am going to help you with current affairs part. Yeah. So firstly, how do we get this, e-bulletin? It's pretty simple. You just Google search, ask your Google as to CSEET bulletin for the month of November. The very first link that pops up is this. If it will take you to ICSI website from where you can download the PDF. So let me share the file to you. I hope it's on your screen now and you people can watch it. So this is it. This is the November 2020 edition, and we are going to discuss the November 2020's bulletin with regard to our current affairs paper. Okay, red should be a good color to circle things. Yes, come on, without wasting much time, let us get started with this. So this doesn't just deal with current affairs as such, it deals with quite a lot of things. Current affairs is just a part and parcel of it. You can see the index. It has the amendments or recent updates related to business environment, legal aptitude and everything. And also the bulletin comes with certain set of MCQs, which I basically want you to go through to stay updated. However, whenever we have MCQ discussion, I'll include all the MCQs from all the bulletins. That's how we did it for previous CSEET examinations as well. And so far it has worked out good. Yes. So this is economics and business environment. So here we start with current affairs. You might be wondering, how can you say that this belongs to current affairs? You can see this marking here given by the institute all by itself on the right, which says that this is a current affair part. So come on, let's get started. And the entire current affairs discussed in this particular bulletin is exclusively related to the toughest word that Prime Minister Modi ji basically announced as a, a measure to come back from the entire pandemic. It is Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. What is it? A self-reliant India is the dream that our Prime Minister is seeing or envisioning. That is something that we should be going forward for. And Atmanirbhar Bharat is the name of the scheme. And in this scheme, that basically announced 2 lakh crores of lump sum as surplus, and then it would basically come out to all of us. Everyone were basically making a lot of fun and then jokes about according to on that as well. So with regard to this stimulus that was announced by the government, how do they release this money? How is this money reaching the finance, and how is it impacting our daily lives is being announced in a phased manner. And what we're discussing in this bulletin is Atmanirbhar Bharat 3.0. So the third announcement by the finance minister, that is our Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, who came out for this press meet. Whatever was told in this is completely included. Yeah. So that's basically this part. And remember this for a fact that Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji is our finance minister as well as the minister for corporate affairs as on today, and same will withstand till the date you write your examination. And ma'am in her interview or in her press meet has covered 12 points, and our bulletin for this month issued by ICSI also has 12 points. So let me help you run through this and also help you with few facts and figures, and then tell you what exactly is the logic or how much of it should you be doing with regard to your preparations. Yeah. So in this scheme, that is 3.0, the amount of money that is basically issued is 2.65 lakh crores. It's 2.65 lakh crores, which is about 9% of entire 29.87 lakh crores of stimulus that is so far announced. I repeat, stimulus so far announced by the government is 29.87 lakh crores, out of which 2.65 lakh was announced as a part of 3.0 Atmanirbhar Bharat on 12th of November, which comes to very close to 10%. See 29.87, 2 very close. That is about 9%. You get that? So that is about 9% of the GDP. You get that? So that's something that we need to know. 15% of the GDP, out of which 9% GDP has been announced now. Okay, great. So let's get going. So Atmanirbhar Bharat Yojana, 12 key points. Let's start. The first one is Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So Rozgar is a word in Hindi which defines employment. So this is a scheme that is basically announced to make the employees little self-reliant, or the employers become little more ease to run their business. So that's the point. Now, what is happening in this is they're basically talking about EPF, that is Employee Provident Fund. Now, what exactly is EPF? A lot of you might have heard of this word PF. Like, so much of my salary is getting cut towards PF. All of your elder brothers, elder sisters, cousins, dad, mom who works, they tell no, so much of my money is going to PF. And once they retire, they keep getting money often. And you ask them why, what is that money that they get post employment or after retiring? They call it PF money that I'm getting. That is basically Provident Fund. In order to ensure that working class people are not financially distressed, or it should not happen like they don't have money once they stop working. To ensure that they have money to take care of themselves after working, government has given this instruction saying that whenever the employer pays salary to employee, the employer should cut some part of the salary, take that money from the employee, and put his own contribution equal to that sum together needs to be paid to an organization called as Employee Provident Fund Organization. It's a recognized organization. So it money will go on accumulating there, and interest also will be computed on that. And whenever the employee retires, on that day, that money will go to him so that he can plan his retirement life. This is how the scheme was. Right now, there are a lot of changes that has happened wherein it says that even when you switch the job from one job to another, you can withdraw your PF money. So that's the concept. Now, how exactly is Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme under Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana and Employee Provident Fund connected? Now, as you understand, or as you see that the entire pandemic has hit everyone really hard. In fact, it punched me on the face when it happened in the month of March. So it has hit every one of us hard. When this has happened, employer, the businessman, finds it very difficult to pay salary. When he finds it difficult to pay salary, it would be more difficult for him to pay PF on behalf of the employee to the government. Am I right? First point. Second thing, salary payment is difficult, so PF payment is also difficult. That's the first point. Second point is leave employment, leave salary. A lot of them have lost their jobs. A lot of them have lost their jobs during this pandemic. When their jobs have been lost, salary is not there, so PF is also not there. You get that? And if they rejoin any organization, that organization might not be in a position to pay PF to them. You get that? So firstly, payment of salary is only difficult. How can the organizations pay PF? Secondly, what's happening is a lot of people have lost their job. So leave PF, they're not even getting their salaries. So that's the point. That's the worrying point. You get that? So Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme has announced a certain program, a certain amount is dedicated to this Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana, wherein 15,000 employees, basically the beneficiaries are new employees under the scheme who have lost their job previously, and they're trying to join an organization which has PF registration. So in such cases, what happens is instead of the employer and employee paying, government will only deposit money into their PF account. You get that? Yeah, I'm not kidding. True. The government says that if the establishment has up to 1,000 employees, meaning small organization, then the government will pay employees contribution as well as employers contribution. The employee, meaning the worker, and the employer, that is a businessman, both need not pay money to the government. Instead, government will increase the PF amount, increase the PF balance in the account as if it was actually paid. You get that? When is this? When the number of employees is more than less than 1,000. If the establishment is employing more than 1,000 people, it is big organization. The businessman is a big guy. He can pay his contribution. Only the employee, the worker, me, there will be no deduction from my salary. The money would be paid by the government to PF organization as if it has been deducted from my salary and then paid to PF organization. That's the point. See here, only employees PF contribution. That is usually 12% of wages. You get that? Who are the beneficiaries of this? new employee joining EPFO registered organizations with a monthly salary less than 15,000. And people who have lost their jobs during this 6 months. See, people drawing monthly wage less than 15,000 and who made exit from the employment during COVID pandemic. So within this 6 months, what to say, starting from 1st of March till 30th of September, if you have lost your job, your PF balance would still increase because government would pay. Till when is this? Okay, employment on or after 1st of October. Yeah, so that is with respect to people who have joined after 1st of October or people who have left before this month. So their PF balance would still be increased, though you don't pay money to your PF organization. So that is the first point out of the 12 points. So let me now take you on. Till when is this? This is operational till 30th of June 2021. This will be effective from 1st of October to 30th of June. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So for these 9 months, you need not pay money to your PF account. You need not pay money to your PF account. Still your PF balance will increase. Conditions apply. Yeah. If you are working in an organization less than 1,000 people, then you also need not pay. Your owner also need not pay. Still it will increase. If you're working in an organization with more than 1,000 people, only you need not pay, but your boss, your employer has to pay. And all this is possible. Entire PF concept comes in if your salary is less than 15,000. It is mandatory. If your salary is greater than 15,000, there is no mandatory PF as such. So that's the point with respect to our first one. So let me take you to the second pointer now. So second point, emergency credit line guarantee scheme. Very interesting point. So what is this credit line guarantee scheme? Let me just explain you the concept of credit line. Now, I am doing business. In my business, I need a lot of money to do business. So I basically borrow money, meaning take loan. Whenever I take loan, I should give guarantee. Banks will give you money only when you prove to the bank that you don't need money. Am I right? It's funny, but it's true. I need to tell the bank that I don't want your money. I'm super rich or I have enough money. Only then the banker will give money. Have you ever imagined a banker calling up a 10th standard kid or calling up a beggar or calling up a poor man and asking, do you want credit card? No. Banker only calls those people who have sufficient bank balance, who have nice social status, nice economic status, affordability in life. Banker will only call them and then say, do you want loan? Sir, do you want personal loan? Do you want credit card? That's how banking system works. You get that? So whenever you borrow money, you would have to give guarantee. If you don't give guarantee, bankers will not give money. So what does the government do here is government wants the business to run. The business should produce goods. The business should produce services. That's when people buy. That's when the economy will get uplifted. In order to produce goods, produce services, businessmen need money. That doesn't mean the government says, okay, RBI, print 1,000 notes extra today. I will distribute. Government can't do that. But what does the government do? The government will tell, government will tell the banker, I give guarantee with regard to this guy, you give him loan. The government will come in between the banker and the business and then tell the government will tell the banker, you give him the money, I will be the guarantee. But this is not for the entire thing. Usually, it was announced that the banker will give guarantee up to 10%. But however, right now, it has been additionally increased up to additional credit up to 20% of the outstanding credit. So up to 20% of the loan, government will give guarantee and the businessman can take the money and use it for running his business. You get that? This is not there for all the businesses. This is exclusively there for MSME. What is MSME? Micro, small and medium enterprises. What is MSME? Micro, small and medium enterprises. Next thing is Mudra. What do you mean by Mudra? Mudra means micro units development and refinancing agencies. That's a short form. Mudra doesn't mean like on stamp, okay? Or not this stamp, Mudra. Mudra basically means micro units development and refinancing agency. So for these entities, and if there is any individuals like me and you who are doing business, loans for business purpose, and they get this scheme and then it will be extended till 31st of March 2021. So till 31st of March 2021, if I take any loan, up to 20% guarantee will be given by government. Remaining, I would have to pledge something. I would have to give some collaterals and then secure it and guarantee it. You get that? So that's the point. And this scheme is called as ECLGS, that is Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Yeah. And this is basically going to eat up 50 crores. Sorry, 50 crores to 500 crores. Sorry. This 50 crores to 5. If you're taking loan between 50 and 500 crores, the government will give 20% guarantee. Like if you take 50 crores, out of that 20%, around 10 crores of guarantee will be given by government. Remaining 40 crores of loan, you would have to give collaterals. You would have to give your some assets and then tell, okay, this is the guarantee, or get it signed by some rich friend of yours. You get that? So that's the second point among 12. You've done 1 and 2. Let me know. Very importantly, whenever you take loan, you would have to repay, right? Repay the principal as well as interest. You might have heard of this. We've discussed this in our earlier discussion, something called as moratorium. Yeah, something similar to that. Principal moratorium has been announced for 1 year, meaning whichever organization takes loan, like whichever organizations which is covered under this MSME sector, Mudra, if they take loan, they need not repay the principal for the 1 year period. That is still 31st of March 2021. If you take loan, you need not repay the principal in 1 year. Like whenever you take loan, you keep paying interest. But banker usually asks for some amount of principal repayment also. You get that. Whereas if you take under this scheme, the government has told the banker, you give him the loan, don't ask the principal from him for 1 year. Papa, he has been hit by coronavirus very badly, he is recovering. Don't ask him to pay principal for next 1 year, you would pay later. So that's the point under this second one. Let me now take you to third one. Production linked incentive worth 1.46 lakh crores to champion sectors. This is basically given to this information technology, network and pharma sector. So basically where this lot of information technology or IT or hardware, software, computer and technology comes into picture. So they are basically giving 1.46 lakh crore incentive. What would happen when so much of money runs into these organizations, obviously in the form of loan, not like free money? What would happen? Their scale of operations will increase. Number of people employed will increase. Amount of goods that will come out will increase. Those goods can be exported. Those goods can be locally consumed. So people's consumption will increase. Money will come into the system. Demand supply will pick up and everything. You get that? So that's the objective with which it's been told. 10 sectors have been specifically highlighted. What are the 10 champion sectors that's been highlighted? First one is advanced cell chemistry battery, and then electronic technology products, automobiles and auto components, pharmaceutical drugs, telecom, networking, product, textile, food. So these are basically high efficiency solar PV models. Yeah, we are leading in solar energy generation basically as a country. White goods, AC LEDs, specialty steel. For these particular sector companies, government is basically announced 1.46 lakh crore incentive. You get that? So what has it been told? To boost the competitiveness in domestic manufacturing. Like when so much of money comes in, all the domestic companies will start manufacturing in a level that it will start competing with global manufacturers. You get that? This will give a boost to economy. I told you, investment, exports and job creations. A lot of new people will get job. A lot of people have lost jobs because of the pandemic. When 1.46 crores comes into these 10 champion sectors, their production level increases. So they need more people. And the goods come out will increase. So they basically export will increase. And then the foreign exchange positivity will come into the country. And it will make balance favor of, what is a favorable balance of trade, favorable balance of, what is say, everything. And it will be an advantageous position for a country to have in the global market. You get that? So that's the third point. So let me now take you to fourth one. 18,000 crores additional outlay to PM Awas Yojana. What exactly do you know PM Awas Yojana? Awas Yojana basically is instrumental in developing infrastructural facility for staying or accommodation. Now, a lot of people in our country are so poor that they can't afford a roof over their head. I and you today, now me when I'm recording this lecture, I have a roof over my head. I'm blessed. And you, when you're watching this lecture, you have a roof over your head. Blessed. You should be blessed. A lot of people in our country don't have a house. We can't afford a house. They can't afford a house. So under this Prime Minister Awas Yojana, the money is being given out to construct house for poor people and people who cannot afford to build a house. You get that? And a lot of money has been previously announced. It might so happen that that money might be insufficient to complete, or that money might be sufficient to complete only few houses. So more money is pumped into this scheme to ensure that those semi-finished houses are completed and new set of houses are constructed. You get that? So 18,000 crores is the money that's been pumped up. And what will happen? This will help 12 lakh houses to be completed and additionally create, oh sorry, ground, okay, it will create new 12 lakh houses and complete 18 lakh houses, which has already been started. And this will also create a lot of employment opportunities. It's not like you pay money and the building is ready. One man has to stand there, take a brick, keep it. One man has to put the cement, other one has to keep another brick, and then they build the house. You get that? So a lot of people involved in it, in the construction or infrastructure development. So when 18,000 crores comes into it, 18 lakh new houses, 18 lakh houses have been completed and 12 lakh new houses will be constructed. So there's a lot of people who will get their labor, who will get their work there and who will make money out of it. You get that? So employment creation and then roof over the head for everyone. So that is the basic intention of this stimulus that is being announced by the government. Come on, let's go to point number 5 in our bulletin. So point number five is support for construction and infrastructure relaxation of earnest deposit money. So this is a very interesting point. And performance security on government tenders. Okay, let me explain what exactly. I'll first explain the concept of performance security on government tenders and then come back to earnest deposit money. Now, what exactly do you mean by performance security on government tenders? Now, recently, the Karnataka state government, so do you say the Bangalore state panchayat, or what do you say, BBMP, decided to basically lay cement roads on the entire outer part, the traffic department. So government will not come and do that. They announce contracts, someone comes, bids, and then takes it, and they put the loan. Okay, assume that I've bid and I've got this contract to lay cement roads in entire Bangalore. So when I get this contract, government will not give me money upfront. You get that? It will be given at stage to stage basis on completion. Like, okay, fine, this much of road is done, this much money I'll get. Next, this much road is done, next I'll get some money. So it is like performance based payments. What is it? Performance based payments. I perform, they check, they pay. I perform, they check, they pay. 10% of the routes are complete, they check it, they release the payment. Another 5% of the routes are complete, they check it, they release the payment. That's how it works. Now, after the work is done, once the government does the inspection, that inspection or that verification might not be conclusive, might not be final. Lot of times, initially when you look at it, it might sound to be very good and of very good quality. But after some time, it might start, it might just get revealed that it's of very pathetic condition. Then the government cannot ask the money back from the contractor. So what does the government do? It will keep some money with the government only and then pay. Now, assume that the entire contract is for 1 crore rupees. 10% of the project is over. When 10% of the project is over, don't you think I should release 10 lakh rupees? But government will not release 10 lakh rupees. Though 10% is done, government will release little lesser than 10 lakh. Some money will be kept with the government. Basically, it was around 5 to 10%. Yeah, that is called as retention that the government used to do. If they do that, the contractor will get less money in hand. Why was that held? To just check the performance. If it was fine, and at the end, the government used to give that money. Now what is happening is that 5 to 10% is now reduced to 3%. Now, in the government contracts, that is during this pandemic, it is not forever. It is only for this small short period of time. Whatever the money that the government should give to the contractor, usually they used to hold 5 to 10% as performance security. Now they don't hold 5 to 10%. They only hold 3% of the money. So more money comes into the hands of the contractor, which will help him run his business with little ease. He will get more money in hand. You get that? I had to pay as government. I would have paid after a few months. What am I doing? I'll pay a little early. So the contractor will have more money. That is the point of performance security on government tender. You get that? Next one, earnest deposit money. Now, this is in the bidding process. Now, the government has called for bids. I'm applying for bid. Whenever I apply for bid, certain percentage of it I had to deposit as earnest deposit to be eligible to go for the bidding process. You get that? Now, the government have cancelled it. You need not deposit that earnest deposit money. So that's the last one. So have a look at here. They basically say that EMD is earnest monetary deposit, earnest money deposit for tenders will be replaced with bid security declaration. I would just keep the money in my bank account. I would just say, okay, this is there. Security declaration, I would have to tell, saying that this money is forbid. I need not deposit in the earnest money deposit account. You get that? So that's a small thing. And this will be in force till December. This is not forever. It will be the old one only. After December 31st, 2021, government will cut 5 to 10% as performance deposit. And government will go for EMD, earnest money deposit only. When? After December. This EMD being removed, earnest money deposit being removed, and then performance withholding reduced from 5 to 10% to 3%. This is there only till what date? Only till December 31st, 2021. You get that? So that is the fifth point in our Atmanirbhar Bharat 3.0 scheme. Let me now take you to the sixth one. This one's my favorite. Yeah, because me being a chartered accountant and being in the tax and consultancy part, a lot of clients do come up with respect to real estate and sale of house and then other transactions. So that's where they would actually be selling an house and they wouldn't really have much money, but the government and the tax structure is such that they actually have to shell out certain percentage of money as tax. But here, you would actually save some money towards tax. Let me explain this. This is a very nice one. So income tax relief for developers and home buyers. Now, I want to buy a house. I want to buy a house. So when I go buy a house, there's a seller. He tells me this house is 2.5 crores. He tells me that this house is 2.5 crores. I'll say thumbs up. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. So he sells it to me for 2.5 crores. I buy it for 2.5 crores. I am happy buying. Seller is happy selling. Income tax department comes in between and then says, I am not happy. Why does the income tax department come in between and say that they are not happy? Because according to income tax department, the selling price or the price, they call it circle price based on the, the local jurisdiction, they evaluate or value it. It's called as, there is a specific person called as valuer or valuation as a process. They do that and you would end up telling that the value of this place is 3 crores. The value of this place is 3 crores. Now, the value according to income tax department is 3 crores. But the price at which the seller and I exchanged is 2.5 crores. You would say, so how does it help or how does it even affect us? What income tax department thinks, let them think. That's not how it works. Income tax department tells the seller, now there's a seller here. He would record the sale of 2.5 crores, no, because he sold it to me for 2.5 crores. Income tax department will push the seller to record the sale at 3 crores. Sale at 3 crores. So his selling price has increased. Actually, the seller has sold it at 2.5 crores, but he should still record it at 3 crores. When you increase the selling price, your profit will increase. So he would end up paying more tax. That guy would end up paying more tax. And me, I've got it for 2.5 crores. I'm happy. Even I know back of my mind that the price of the land is more. But the income tax department tells me that you have got a property worth 3 crores for 2.5 crores. Me, I, the buyer, have got a property which is worth 3 crores for 2.5 crores. So that 0.5 crores is my profit. Sounds very difficult because how can you make profit on purchase? Yes, it sounds very weird. But income tax department will ask me to pay tax on that 50 lakhs that I didn't pay. It's like this. Government thinks the value of that land is 3 crores. I bought it for 2.5 crores. So government thinks that I got a gift of 50 lakhs. They call it income from other source. 50 lakhs gift I got, on that they want me to pay tax. You get that? So what happened is there are two prices here. One, the transaction price. Two, the circle price. One, the transaction price. Two, the circle rate or the circle price. If there is difference between these, the seller and the buyer both pay tax on this part. You get that? Now, the difference, if it was more than 10%, only then the tax was paid. The government told, Ayyo Papa, entire pandemic, buyer is crying, seller is crying, money is only not there. In the midst of the pandemic, if they are buying, I would also be considerate to them. So government tells, if the difference between the transaction price and the circle rate is greater than 20%, only then you need to pay tax. If the difference between circle rate and transaction rate is less than 20%, you need not pay tax. How is this different? Previously, this was 10%, meaning 2.5 crores is the transaction price. If the circle rate is 2.75 crores, no tax. If the circle rate is 3 crores, more than 10% difference, you would have to pay tax. That's how it was. Now they've increased that limit from 10% to 20%. I hope you understood this point of income tax relief for developers and home buyers. My personal favorite, because my forte is into this tax and consultancy part. I hope you got it. Yeah. You don't try to read this in detail. This 43 CA of Income Tax Act basically talks about valuation. That is in the capital gain topic. Capital gain applies to the seller. And then for the buyer, there is no capital gain. You would have to pay money in income from other source. That is 56 to 10. Section 56, subsection 2, clause 10 of Income Tax Act. You would read all of this in detail when you come to CS Executive. There is a separate paper called as tax laws. You get that. So 56 to 10 is what is say inadequate consideration. The consideration that I gave is inadequate. 3 crores is the value. I paid 2.5. So that 50 lakhs what I didn't pay is consideration that I didn't pay. Inadequate consideration. It is called as gift or casual income, and it is taxed under other sources. Whereas this 43 CA talks about basically our capital gains. Yeah, that's it. Come on, and this is applicable only up to 2 crores. You get that. If it is beyond 2 crores, then this policy is not applicable. You would have to pay at more than 10% only will be paid. So up to 2 crores, this example works. Okay. I just gave you an example. Don't go with the 2.5 crores and 3 crores point. That was just for the sake of understanding. Done. So we're done with 6. So we're done with half of the 12 points, but more than half of the content is done because the later ones are all small ones. We're going to finish 7 to 12 in the span of next 5-10 minutes. Yeah. Platform for infra debt financing. Okay. Government will make 6,000 crore equity investment in debt platform of National Investment and Infrastructure Fund, which will help NIF provide debt of 1.1 lakh crore to infrastructure projects. Okay. So infrastructure development basically doesn't just mean your construction of house, or it's basically not that. It is construction of dam, construction of an highway, construction of an road, construction of an elevated railway platform, or that bullet train thing, that railway track that's getting converted, or the bridge that is being built between Navi Mumbai over a sea, and all those things. These are big projects. These projects need a lot of money, and this money will be raised by way of debt. That debt will not be given straight by government. That debt will be given by this, or to say, National Investment and Infrastructure Fund. Okay. So government has given 6,000 crores of equity investments in debt platform so that this money can be passed on to those infrastructure development so that the infrastructure in the country can be developed at a little faster pace. So that's the objective of this particular point. How many crores? 6,000 crores. Yeah, remember that. And yeah, so that will provide 1.1 lakh crore for infrastructure projects by 2025. Next one, agriculture has to be appreciated because we might need doctor once in a while, we might need engineer once in a while, we might need a chartered accountant, company secretary once in a while, but we need a farmer 3 times a day. You get that. So in order to ensure that the farming and the agriculture in our country is taken to, what would say, multiple scales higher, and the self-sufficiency is being attained in the pharmacy, in the farm and agriculture field also. So the government has given 65,000 crores for subsidized fertilizers. Now, what do you mean by subsidized fertilizers? 1 kg of urea, basically that the fertilizer that's been put on the grains might be very expensive. It might be somewhere around like, okay, 300 rupees kg. A poor farmer can't afford to pay 300 rupees per kg. Or he might be eligible, he might be okay to pay. So as a gesture, the government says, okay, 300 rupees is the price of that urea. I will pay 200 rupees. You as a farmer pay only 100 rupees. So the goods are available at a price lesser than its actual value. I repeat, goods are available at a price lesser than its actual price. That is subsidized goods. You get that? Previously, a year ago, we used to get LPG at subsidized rate. Right now, you might pay 1,000 rupees for a cylinder. Previously, we used to pay 300, 350, 400, 500. Why? The remaining part was paid as subsidy by the government. Right now, what have they done? They're asking us to pay it completely to the gas department, and the subsidy will be directly given to us in our bank account. You get that? With respect to farm, agriculture, the fertilizers, subsidized fertilizers will be made available, meaning the farmer will not pay the entire actual rate of the fertilizers. you would pay the lesser money. The balance is paid by the government. 65,000 crores have been pumped into this to ensure that farmers get fertilizers at a cheaper rate and cultivate better to say agricultural products, and then feed all of us and then keep us strong and healthy. You get that? Come on, that's the seventh point. Eighth one, sorry, that's the eighth point. Ninth one is boost for rural employment. Okay, PM Garib Kalyan Rozgar Yojana. Like Garib means poor, Kalyan means like not like Kalyan means marriage. Kalyan means for their happiness. Rozgar is employment opportunities creation. So for this particular project, 1,000 crores, 10,000 crores have been kept aside to boost the rural economy. How it going to be spent? The details will be given by the Minister for Employment and Human Resource. So we don't have to get into the details right now. Next one is boost for project exports. I told you previously also, whenever the credit was given to the organizations or whenever other schemes were basically announced. So what happens is when the production in our country increases and if you produce more than what you require in the country, such surplus can always be exported, creating a favorable balance of trade and favorable balance of payments. Yeah. So to boost the project exports, 3,000 crores have been provided to Exim Bank. What is Exim Bank? Export Import Bank. EX is export, IM is import. So that they basically give money to the organizations based on IDEA scheme. IDEAS is another fancy word. It stands for Indian Development Economic Assistance Scheme. The very beautiful thing that's happened in the last 6-7 years is every scheme that is announced, no, it comes with a very beautiful acronym. Now, IDEAS is an acronym. It stands for Indian Development and Economic Assistance Scheme. You get that? And then that Beam app also. Beam also is its expansion stands for a very beautiful thing, and it also reminds us of our Bhim Rao Ambedkar. It's a contribution to him, as well as that Mudra scheme that we basically spoke about. So all these things, you just can read them up. It's just my observation. It's nothing like I'm for the government or I'm against that government. And you people as students of current affairs, your point of view should be examination. Here, I and you are not here to judge whether what the government is doing is correct or not. You might be pro Modi, anti Modi, or what to say, you people might call, you might be like, okay, making fun of bugs, or you might be calling yourself like, okay, yes, Modi hai to what to say, mumkin hai. I don't really want you to think that. Okay, whatever the thought is there, keep it away from the examination point of view. With the respect to examination, if this project is there, 3,000 crores is there, read that this project 3,000 crores for the exam. Now, don't try to sit and say, okay, this 3,000 crores, it's a very bad investment or it's a very good thing. No, we are not analyzing here. We are not that very bad news reporter. We are trying to become a news reporter who sits in Doordarshan, who basically reads news, doesn't make nuisance out of it. You get that? So you just need to know what are the facts, what are the figures, so that you clear your CSEET examination. So keep your objective very strong in your mind and then read with that objective in your mind. Get that? Okay. Let me take you to the 11th one, capital and industrial stimulus. So to ensure that industries, 10,200 crores additional budget stimulus is being provided for capital and industrial expenditure for domestic defense. This is basically defense-based equipment and industrial infrastructure and green energy development. Yeah, a lot of things are happening with respect to Adani Green, Adani Power. You might have heard of that Goan protest and everything. And in the midst of this entire Punjab and everywhere nationwide, there are protests against agriculture. Punjab, it's little intense where they tell we don't let Adani and Ambani decide our fate. But in the recent contract that was announced, Adani Power won the contract for supplying power to the entire Punjab state. So that's one thing happening. Adani Power and Adani Green was in use in Goa as well. Yeah. And recently, Mazagon Dock, basically a naval-based industry in our country, which produces equipment for Indian Navy, that went for an IPO and it got listed at discount. But right now, it's doing really good. I was unlucky that I didn't get allotment of shares, but I have some investment in Mazagon Dock and it's doing pretty good. 5%, 6% hike in a single day in the last week, last one and a half week or so. So it's doing pretty well. You get that? So this boost as was basically required for what is it, domestic defense equipment and industry infrastructure development. For this sake, 10,200 crores has been kept aside by the government. You get that? And the last one, something that we're all waiting for very eagerly, something if it comes up, I did not just sit in front of a camera here and then tell. I can in fact meet you in person, give you a shake hand, look at you, smile, and then tell all this to you little in detail and maybe more heartfelt. And I can take your questions and also answer if the vaccine comes out. If the vaccine comes out, all of us will take vaccine dosage. All of us will meet in a physical room, face-to-face classes. Yes. So in order to ensure that the vaccine comes out and the pharma sector does well, the research and development grant that is announced by government is 900 crores. You get that? 900 crores is being allocated by the government under Atmanirbhar Bharat 3.0 scheme for the purpose of development of COVID-19 vaccine. So that's in the field of Department of Biotechnology for research and development. Yeah. And this entire thing is published in Information Bureau, PIB, Government of India. You can download it from that particular website. You'll still get it. And these are the 12 points that we have with respect to current affairs in November edition. Before you go away, there are a few sample questions that we'll quickly discuss. Yeah. Come on, let's go ahead. Let's see the current affairs part. But you guys, please solve this legal aptitude, legal reasoning, business environment. Yeah, everything. Okay. Practice, Madi. Everything is important for exam. Yes, sample questions, current affairs. First one. Which messaging platform has launched its own UPI, Uniform Payment Model interface? What is it? It's WhatsApp. It is WhatsApp which has recently launched it. Done. Next one. Which nation targeted to achieve zero carbon emission? Okay, which country is basically planning to go for the zero carbon emission by 2050? It is India, if I'm not wrong. India, isn't it? 2B, 2B. Oh, sorry, 2C. It is Japan. Japan has this vision, or Japan has this target of achieving zero carbon. Now, what is this carbon? Now, if you have an AC in your office, or if you have a refrigerator at your home, there is carbon emission. And in fact, all the electric items that we use also has some amount of carbon emission. Yeah, this will in fact affect our ozone layer as such. So they are going to plan zero carbon emission. So they're not going to harm the ozone layer at all, if at all it's remaining. That's on a funny note, sorry. So Japan has a target of going zero carbon by 2050. You get that? So that's their plan. It is not like their damage will be zero. They'll damage and they'll patch it up. Like you'd have to buy carbon credits. Like if you buy 10 trees, if you put 10 trees, then your oxygen input is increasing. So even if you use one AC for 1 hour, it gets compensated. So like that, the amount of damage that they're doing, same amount of repair work also they would do is the point there. Yeah, next one. The veteran BJP leader Keshubhai Patel passed away on October 20, 2020. So he had served as the chief minister of which state? He had served as the chief minister of Gujarat previously. Who became the first cricketer to score consecutive centuries in IPL history? Yeah, you got it right. Gabbar, Shikhar Dhawan scored back-to-back centuries, isn't it? Yeah. Next, India ranked at which position in recent global hunger index? It ranked at 94. Yep. Then, which state will be setting up its world's biggest smelter project? It's Gujarat, if I'm not wrong. Sixth one, is it B? Sixth one, it's, yeah. It is B. It is Gujarat. Gujarat is going to put up the world's biggest zinc smelter project. Yeah. Next one. Which, in fact, for the sake of you people who watch young children, fun fact, okay, India was the first country to basically know how to extract zinc. Okay, come on. Which nation has been re-elected as the president of International Solar Alliance? It's India. I told you, right? We are doing amazing work when it comes to solar energy. So we've been selected as the president for International Solar Alliance. So we will tell the rest of the countries how to take the solar energy efficiently. Yeah, next one. At which of the following place the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, our beloved institute, is holding its 48th National Convention of Company Secretaries? It is in the city of Indore. Done. Next, which of the following nations will remain in the Financial Action Task Force grey list? Grey list is the, okay, now you know, right? Blacklist means those organizations will be kicked out. You'll never consider them. White list is fair, good countries. So grey list is like you're suspicious. You're keeping them on there like so that you keep an eye on them. They're not like clean shit, and it's not like they've been proven to be bad. So grey list is mix of white and black. Yeah, it's been the country of Pakistan which has been kept in the grey list, wherein the foreign countries will not easily do a forex transaction with them or a big stimulus transaction with them. That they're not white countries, they're not whitelisted countries, and they're not blacklisted countries. So they're being kept in the gray list. Yeah, you would have to watch what's happening and how's happening and whether what they're doing is correct or not, and then take it on. Yeah. And then last one, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Kisan Suryodaya Yojana in which state on October 24th, 2020? It's again in the state which he hails from, the state for which he was consecutively chosen as the chief minister of the state. That is the state of Gujarat. So 10th one B, yeah, that's it. So I'll quickly run you through the entire MCQs that is given as well. Yeah. So I tried to finish up the entire current affairs bulletin in the quickest time possible, but not at the cost of you not understanding the rationale behind it. Because I understand when you come down from your plus two or second PUC, lot of terms will not make sense to you. So I've tried to give a little background of that enough to understand this particular point. Yeah. However, if it was a face-to-face class, it would have been a lot different, wherein you ask me a lot of questions and I will explain it to you in detail. So I hope this has made a little value addition in your preparation for your CSEET. Hoping very eagerly to see you all in person and praying on your behalf for your best success in this examination that you take up. And we'll be waiting to see you in CS Executive, wherein I take up corporate management accounting people. I would say CMA people. So that's it. See you all in the next bulletin as well for the month of December. Till then, study well, take care, and then keep enjoying and keep rocking. You guys get that? So stay in the game. Till the time I see you next time. Bye bye. I'll stop the recording now. Go study. Why are you wasting time? Bye bye.